Alright, so today we're going to take a look at everything we've done so far on the Corvette. So far, we have replaced the power steering control valve. That was one of the first things we did since we got it running. We did that. We actually had to replace all 4 shocks. We haven't done the springs yet, not sure if we're going to do that. But something interesting that we found out while we were doing that was the rear differential actually had too much play in one of the yokes. You can see that on screen right now, but so that left me with 2 options when it came to the rear differential. Either buy a rebuilt one or a used one. Once that seal goes and it grinds on the actual housing of the differential, you lose the mating surface for that seal. So the casing is almost worthless after that. What I went with was actually a used differential. We checked the play on the yokes, it looked good. We actually took and sanded down some of the undercarriage parts, repainted that while we were at it. This door handle here, it was actually broken on the inside, so we had to replace that. We took and retimed the Corvette itself, took the carburetor apart, cleaned it out, didn't find too many issues, but when we hooked it back up we got all the vacuum lines, I believe, correct. Transmission has been, the filter has been changed, the gasket has been changed. Seems like we might have a small drip, but I'm not sure if that's still there. The car runs, and it actually runs pretty good. We took and did just about everything we can to the car without having to put a significant investment in it. So now, what we're doing, we're actually adding headers and side pipes. One of the things that I had on my to-do list. So, let's get started. Pause the video real quick. So, something interesting to note, the header bolts that were on it to start with, if you use the typical exhaust manifolds, are the incorrect length. So, allow me to explain. These bolts are actually much longer than you need. The actual flange that goes up against the block is significantly thinner than the cast manifolds that come from the factory. As you can see right here, that bolt right there is all the way bottomed out. Now, you can see that's not right. Okay, so now we're finally out of the, well, not really out of it, but we're kind of getting out of the getting it up to speed phase of the Corvette. Now we're up to the getting it up to speed phase. first thing we got, well, among other things that we did first, but first performance upgrade that we've done, side pipes. That's Staples. That doesn't help. Feeling. Okay, so some interesting tips on the Patriot Sidepipe exhaust. The way these brackets actually fit on isn't very clear in the instructions. So one of the things that we did was we winged it, and looks like it turned out right. So this bracket attaches directly to the clamps. The clamps have a hole for the sheet metal screws to drill into. So first, what I did was I went ahead and set up the clamps with the shield, that's the word. And then I went ahead and added the clamp after that. More daunting task, with one person doing it rather than two. Better to have two people doing that. That being said, once you get that, move on over to the car. An interesting thing about the C3 Corvette is I think most of them have this mounting bracket right back here where you just thread your bolt through with a nut on the back side. That makes this a lot easier. You only have to drill one hole per side pipe. That's in the front. And we still don't know how to run the exhaust from the headers to the side pipes. Okay, so finish up the side pipes in the Corvette. Looks pretty good. Did have some slight issues with the side pipes actually being a little bit too low. So we'll probably work on that in another video. But overall, it sounds really good. You can hear it. Sounds pretty good. We got the car running pretty darn good. Actually tightened up the steering a little bit today. There's a little spot on the steering box where you can put a flat screwdriver in it and turn it. That tightens it up. You don't want to turn it too far though. Anyways, this Corvette's actually looking pretty good. I'm gonna start ripping out the interior and redoing that, and then we're gonna work on the body. Side pipes actually look pretty darn good. You can see on this side here now. But yeah, so we will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.